We'll continue here microwave transmission lines. Since this model is only derivation oriented, so next topic in this we are coming across it is standing wave. So standing wave, the voltage and current on a transmission line with the length Z is measured as a positive from receiving end or given by V of Z is equal to V plus e to the power of gamma Z plus V minus e to the power of minus gamma Z. We know that V plus is the incident voltage and V minus is reflected voltage. Similarly, I of z is equal to v plus by z naught e to the power of gamma z minus v minus by z naught e to the power of minus gamma z. So here it is the incident current and reflected current. So V of z is equal to V plus e to the power of, we know that the propagation constant gamma is equal to alpha plus j beta. Substitute in the equation alpha plus j beta into z plus V minus e to the power of minus alpha plus j beta into z. So segregating the terms, V plus e to the power of multiply with the z, that is e to the power of alpha z into e to the power of j beta z plus V minus e to the power of minus alpha z into e to the power of minus j beta z. V plus e to the power of alpha z. So e to the power of j beta z can be written as cos of beta z plus j of sin beta z plus V minus e to the power of minus alpha z cos of beta z minus j sin of beta z. So V of z is equal to, we'll combine the terms as V plus e to the power of alpha z plus V minus e to the power of minus alpha z into cos beta z plus j V plus e to the power of alpha z minus V minus e to the power of minus alpha z into sin beta z. Let us assume that the quantities V plus e to the power of alpha z and V minus e to the power of minus alpha z are real quantities, so that voltage wave equation can be represented as V of z is equal to V naught e to the power of plus j theta. So V naught is equal to square root of V plus e to the power of alpha z plus V minus e to the power of minus alpha z cos square beta z plus V plus e to the power of alpha z minus V minus e to the power of minus alpha z into sin square beta z. Similarly, here theta term is tan inverse of V plus e to the power of alpha z minus V minus e to the power of minus alpha z into sin beta z divided by V plus e to the power of alpha z plus V minus e to the power of minus alpha z into cos beta z will call as equation 3. So equation 1 represents the equation voltage of the standing wave, and the equation 2 represents standing wave pattern, and equation 3 represents the phase pattern of standing wave. So when the transmission line is not terminated in its characteristic impedance Z0, then there will be reflection of waves. So the combination of incident and the reflected waves give rise to creation of nodes and antinodes, resulting in standing wave. So the definition of standing wave can be written like this: the combination of incident and the reflected wave gives rise to a creation of nodes and antinodes. This results in standing waves. So standing, as you can see in the diagram, standing wave is a combination of nodes and antinodes. So you can see in the diagram, with the dotted lines it is marked as antinodes, that is antinode will be a maximum value of V and the node will be a minimum value of V. So figure represents the standing wave of a line having open or short circuit terminations. Figure shows below the voltage and current standing wave of a dissipation-less line for a terminated load impedance when the ZL is not equal to R0. The maximum and the minimum values of voltage are observed on the standing wave for such a termination. When the dissipationless line is terminated in R0, that is ZL is equal to R0, then no standing waves will be observed and there will be no variation of voltage or current along the line. Such a line is called as smooth line. So when the condition for the smooth line is ZL is equal to R0. So voltage and current are a dissipation-less line for the load when ZL is not equal to R0. So you can see the diagram when ZL is equal to not equal to R0, the wave pattern. And here for the short circuit termination, the voltage and current standing waves as shown in the figure. The voltage nodes occur at 0. So you can see here voltage nodes are occur at 0, lambda by 2, lambda, 3 lambda by 4 and 2 lambda. These are called as the nodes. So and the current nodes, you can see the current nodes as in between the two nodes the current nodes will come. That is we can see in the diagram with the dotted lines. So that lines are lambda by 4, 3 lambda by 4, 5 lambda by 4 and so on. So this diagram represents the voltage and current on a short circuit dissipationless path. So we can see simultaneously voltage nodes and the current nodes. Thick lines represent voltage nodes and dotted line represents the current nodes. So here the next topic is standing wave ratio. This is very important. Standing wave ratio. The ratio of maximum to minimum magnitude of voltage or current on a line having standing wave is called standing wave ratio, and is abbreviated by SWR and denoted by rho, given by rho is equal to V max divided by V magnitude of V max divided by V minimum is equal to magnitude of I max divided by I minimum. So now we'll derive the relationship between standing wave ratio and reflection coefficient. The voltage and current at any point on the line is given by this formula. Also already we derived same formula we are writing once again here. V of z is equal to VL ZL plus Z0 divided by 2ZL e to the power of gamma z plus reflection coefficient into e to the power of minus gamma z, and I of z is equal to IL ZL plus Z0 divided by 2Z0 e to the power of gamma z minus gamma e to the power of minus gamma z is called it as equation 2. For dissipation-less line, that is lossless line, we have attenuation constant will be 0. That then gamma will be J beta. Let reflection coefficient is equal to magnitude of reflection coefficient into e to the power of J theta, where theta is the phase angle of reflection coefficient. Let VL into ZL plus Z0 divided by 2ZL is equal to V dash. So we'll modify all these modifications in equation 1. V of Z is equal to V dash e to the power of J beta Z plus reflection coefficient will be magnitude of reflection coefficient e to the power of J theta e to the power of minus J beta Z. So Vz e to the power of J beta Z will take it as common. So 1 plus reflection coefficient e to the power of J theta to e to the power of minus J 2 beta Z. So Vz my V dash e to the power of J beta Z 1 plus reflection coefficient into e to the power of minus J 2 beta Z minus theta. Considering only the magnitude on both the sides. So magnitude of V of Z is equal to magnitude of V dash and 1 plus magnitude of reflection coefficient into e to the power of minus J 2 beta Z minus theta. So this voltage V of Z has a maximum amplitude of two components are in phase. That is at Z is equal to Z max, 2 beta Z max minus theta is equal to 2n pi, where n is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3 so on, and V of Z is equal to V max. According to this condition, we'll write it as at the points where the incident and the reflected wave voltage are in phase, the maximum absolute value of the equation is given by substituting in equation 5. In equation 4 we get V max is equal to V dash 1 plus reflection coefficient e to the power of minus J 2n pi. So V max is equal to V dash 1 plus reflection coefficient, since e to the power of minus J 2n pi is equal to 1 for all values of n. Similarly, we'll need to derive the equation for V minimum. The voltage is the minimum amplitude when the two components, the incident and the reflected wave, are 180 degree out of phase. So at Z is equal to Z minimum, 2 beta Z minimum minus theta is equal to 2n plus 1 into pi, where n is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3. Then V of Z is equal to V minimum, substituting same in equation 4. So here also same equation will get V minimum is equal to V dash 1 minus reflection coefficient, because here since e to the power of minus J 2n plus 1 into pi is equal to minus 1 for all values of n. Therefore we already know that standing wave ratio is equal to magnitude of V max by V minimum. That is substituting both the equations, V dash into 1 plus reflection coefficient divided by V dash divided by 1 minus reflection coefficient. So V dash term will get cancelled. So standing standing wave ratio is equal to 1 plus magnitude of reflection coefficient divided by 1 minus magnitude of reflection coefficient. So this is a derivation relation between standing wave ratio and reflection coefficient. The equation 6 can also be written as, so here we will take it as that standing wave ratio divided by 1 is equal to 1 plus reflection coefficient divided by 1 minus reflection coefficient. By componendo and dividendo method, you can see how the equation will be modified. Standing wave ratio minus 1 divided by standing wave ratio plus 1. 1 plus reflection coefficient minus 1 minus reflection coefficient divided by 1 plus reflection coefficient plus 1 minus reflection coefficient. So you will, by simplification you will get here only reflection coefficient. So reflection coefficient is equal to standing wave ratio minus 1 divided by standing wave ratio plus 1. Already we know that the standing wave ratio is nothing but magnitude of V max by V minimum. So again you are substituting here V max by V minimum minus 1 divided by V max by V minimum plus 1. So reflection coefficient is equal to V max minus V minimum divided by V max plus V minimum.